Hey, you would never cheat on him? Never.
Huh? Wait, what'd you ask?
Would you ever cheat on him?
Yeah, I would, but he wouldn't.
Whoa.
Dang, that interviewer just saved that dude a whole lot of time and money as well that he otherwise would have spent on her. And imagine being bad enough of a partner to reveal on camera that you cheat on them while they're standing next to you. Well, at least that guy just kind of avoided a bunch of wasted time thanks to the interviewer. In a way, it's kind of good that she admitted it at least, because at least the guy is now aware of the type of person she is and he can just leave.
She cheated 2 hours after her marriage.
Nina, what's going on here? Tell me what's going on. Who's this guy? That's not your husband, right? No. That's a good idea. I'm James. I was the best man. This is Nina. This is my best friend's wife.
That friend is a real one for getting video proof, because I'm sure nobody would want to believe that your wife is cheating on you, let alone just a couple hours after getting married. You know, that is vile, man. Whole wedding just wasted down the drain, and for what? Some drunk hookup, it looks like?
For the first time in my life, I cheated on someone. And not only did I cheat on someone, I cheated on a girl that was very, very good to me. And I cheated on her with my ex-girlfriend. To be honest with you, I was having a moment last night, and the dread, bro, of like kind of realizing what I did. I mean, even the dread, really even after doing it, in a fucked up way, in a very fucked up way, I know that it needed to happen.
Why?
Because, bro, the only reason why I cheated on that girl is because I didn't like her that much. So it's like, bro, the easiest way to cheat on someone is to date someone you really never liked that much to even begin with. And that sounds fucked up, and like that was the disservice that I did to her.
Man, what a manipulative guy. There is zero justification for this, especially after admitting that the girl was great to him. You know, if you don't like the person that much, why date her and then cheat on her and break her heart to begin with? You know, the fact that this video is being played with sad music as well, like, no. What he did is horrible and should not be normalized. It's simple, really. If you don't like someone, maybe just don't date them altogether.
So, are you single or in a relationship?
Not gonna answer that one.
You wanna get in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, are you single or in a relationship?
I'm in a relationship.
With her?
No, we're not.
Y'all aren't together?
What?
That's what she said.
Okay, anyways, let's keep him out. Bye-bye.
Yeah, this guy's gonna make you Snapchat famous.
Keep going, keep going.
I'm gonna be the victim, but...
You're gonna be the victim?
Yeah, you know how it is. Like, you always see these, like, sad... You always feel bad for them. Chicks, they say for, like, 6 months we're in a relationship, and then they say on camera they're not. I always feel bad for those guys. It looks like I was one. That's gonna get you some views. That's some real... You know it, boss. Thank you.
All right.
Hey, I needed you more than you ever knew.
Damn, you could hear the pain in his voice, but the clarity of him saying, I needed you more than you know, was so heartfelt that interviewer essentially just weeded out this girl for him and let him see her true colors. The fact that she's so dismissive of him as well, just all around scummy behavior from her. It's crazy what some people would do just for a little bit of attention on some random video. You throw away the whole relationship just for that. But hey, on the bright side, at least he can leave her now and move on. For his sake, I hope he does, and it sounds like he is gonna.
I'm married. That's what's relevant to me.
That's what's relevant to you?
Yeah.
When did you get married?
Approximately 3.5 years ago, almost 4 years ago.
What would you rate me on a scale from 1 to 10?
Like hotness?
Everything, overall.
Overall, hold on. He's a 10.
Can I get a kiss on the cheek?
Okay, I don't know what her marriage is like. Some people might be in an open relationship and whatnot, but for most people, I'm sure they would not be comfortable with their spouse of over 3 years rating someone else a 10 and giving them a kiss on the cheek. You know, how are you going to openly say that you're married on camera and then do that? It makes no sense to me, but you see this happen with so much these days with these street interviewers, interviewing drunk people. Drunk words are sober thoughts. I just hope her husband sees this so that he can get up and run. But then again, it's also kind of scummy on the interviewer's end to egg her on after finding out that she's married, asking to rate him and whatnot, knowing that she's drunk. It's not great behavior on his end as well.
What's the craziest thing you guys have ever done?
I like cheated on my boyfriend last week, and he doesn't know.
Wait, really?
What? You know Jack? Who's Jack? Your ex-boyfriend. What?
You know this, like, on camera?
Her boyfriend's been like talking to me for the past like few weeks.
Oh, hers?
Her ex. They broke up like a month ago, but they've been still talking.
Oh my god, man, as if openly and proudly admitting to cheating wasn't disgusting enough, she just drops on her friend that she cheated with her friend's ex, an ex that the friend had been broken up with for just a month, and she does some kind of celebratory dance at the end. You know, not only is this girl a bad partner, she also seems to be a very bad friend too. I'm glad the friend just seemed to walk off right after she just tells her who she cheated with, because rightfully, why would she want to be around that? People like this are shameless, truly. Then in a few years when they're all alone, they'll be wondering why they have no one, no partner, no friends. It's selfish and self-destructive behavior at its finest, folks.
If she gave you a guilt-free pass to sleep with anybody, would you take it?
No, sir. You might get one pass, but at the end of the day, you want one wife. And this is the wife I want. So no.
Okay. Now what about you if he gave you one?
If he gave me a guilt-free pass, I would take it.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Sorry.
That's crazy.
Who would you take it with?
Lindy Waters III?
Don't even know who that is. That's our problem. Yup. Yup.
Who else?
Barry Sanders. I'm in love with him.
Now what do you think those men have over your men?
They're professional athletes.
That's crazy.
Hey, black or white?
One is Native American and one's black.
But do you think that any of those guys would go for you?
Junior would.
That's crazy. Hey, at the end of the day, it's whatever. Whatever, I did it, I don't care.
Oh, but he does care. You know, you can hear the pain in his voice every time he says that's crazy, hiding behind that laugh. Poor guy, man. You can see his soul leaving his body the longer she goes on and on and on. You know, he seems like a sweet dude, clearly loyal, saying that you only get one wife, that he wouldn't take the free pass, and she didn't even hesitate to say any of that. You know, he deserves so much better than that, truly. The fact that he still has his arm around her while as she's saying all of this as well. For someone to say all this on camera especially is a different level of heartless that I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy, man.
Boyfriend, so.
Wait, ex-boyfriend?
Yeah.
She calls us friends, but I don't consider us friends.
What do you guys consider each other?
Technically still figuring it out, but I'm the one she calls when she needs to cry. I've tried.
It's a work in progress.
It's
So is everything.
It's one work in progress.
So you guys are just trying to work on things.
See how it goes.
I'm trying to work on things.
If he gave you a guilt-free pass to sleep with anybody in the world, would you use it?
Yeah.
On who?
Zac Efron, Josh Bowman, some celebrity, hot celebrity. You turn that down? Mm-mm. Couldn't do it.
All right, what if it was all the way around?
I know what I'm worth. One night with one celebrity doesn't change who I am.
So you wouldn't use it?
Even
There's
if
no
I gave
point.
it to you?
No. Because it sounds like a trap. If your significant other is willing to give you a one night and a one night stand with anybody in the world, it sounds like a trap for your loyalty. No, Dad.
I honestly don't know why they're still together, if you can even call it that. He doesn't even hide the look on his face. Man is going through it with this girl. You know, no hesitation as well on who she'd use the free pass with. He doesn't even really seem all that interested in him to begin with, and he says it's a work in progress only on one side, so I'm really unsure as to what he's still doing with her. The fact that he says that he's the one that she calls when she's crying means that she only needs him when it's convenient for her. You know, he needs to realize his self-worth and pack it up, because he seems to have some self-respect with the way he answered that line. So he needs to realize his self-worth in the relationship and pack it up, because she clearly has zero respect for him, as seen in the video.
So how long y'all been dating?
2 months.
Damn, bro, you got a deep voice.
Oh God, brother. I got you, brother. What's up with it?
Do you like him because of his voice?
I do.
Is it a plus?
It is a plus.
Why is it?
Because it's hot.
Does it get you going in the bedroom when he talks?
Oh. Yes.
Yeah? Hey, bro. Have you ever did a phone swap?
A phone swap.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to do sofa? I got you, bro. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Do a phone swap. Come on. Are you hiding something?
No, I'm not.
She's hiding something, bro.
I know.
I'm not hiding something.
Go on her Snap and her Instagram. I ain't worried about your phone. I'm worried about hers.
No, it's not too much. Not too much.
She texts a lot of guys though.
Nah.
Who's that?
Who's that? Oh, it's nobody. See?
Go to her DMs, bro.
Oh, I see a
No,
lot
I
of
know
bitches
him.
in
That's
here.
my best friend, bro. Don't
I
worry.
see a lot of girls.
We're chilling. We're chilling.
See a lot of girls?
I see a lot of girls.
Bro, who are they, bro?
Hey, that's nobody, bro.
Or nobody?
Nothing compared to her, bro. Nothing compared to her.
He's hiding something.
Not gonna lie, they both look a tad bit guilty, and he seems way too chill about it. Like, even if he saw evidence of cheating on her phone, he just doesn't seem to care. Same on her end. She asks who all the girls are, but he just says that they're nobody. I mean, they've both only been dating for, what, 2 months, which isn't a super long time. However, he was instantly more down for a phone swap. As soon as it was brought up, he was like, yep, I'm down. And she hesitated a tiny bit, which shows that she maybe does potentially have something to hide, whereas he was pretty confident in it. Zero hesitation to whip out his phone. But they don't seem that serious to begin with anyway. It kind of just seems like they're linking up, but who am I to say?
I remember the night that she cheated on me. I knew it before it happened. I woke up in the middle of the night and I felt my chest just like getting stabbed. And I just knew something bad was happening. The next day I woke up, I couldn't get a hold of her. And I spent the whole day trying to figure out what was happening. And I got a photo message in my Instagram from someone that followed me of a picture of her with some other guy. And then I knew, and I had the picture, and I messaged her again, and I said, hey, yeah, I got this picture. Now's a really good time to be honest with me. And she said, I met Cameron. And I was like, who's Cameron? And she's like, Cameron Dallas. It hurt like hell. But the next day, she deletes all our photos that we'd ever posted together on social media, just wiped the grid clean, and posts one new photo of her and this guy.
What? On day one?
On day one.
Oh,
and
my
God.
God.
It was a Getty Images paparazzi photo on Rodeo Drive.
How do you compete?
I was a fucking loser again. And not only a loser, just like the biggest loser you could imagine. That moment was like worse than depression. It was just like total apathy. Yeah. Like it was just I felt like everything and nothing. Like heart ripped out and just couldn't even move. Like that feeling like I can't even leave my bed. I'm so hurt. Yeah. You know what the worst part about the whole thing was? What? I got back with her.
You getting cheated on with someone famous must be a whole different level of pain. To see paparazzi photos of your partner cheating on you, just the thought of that makes my stomach churn. Like he says in the video, he felt like such a loser, and I can only imagine. And to delete all the pictures from socials and post a paparazzi picture of you with a celeb, all for a celebrity that might just be with you for a short while, is just, it's crazy to me. I don't get it. Throwing away your relationship for some minor fame, if you can call it that, is beyond shallow. I was feeling bad for him until he said that he got back together with her.
She said, no, there's something that I need to tell you. And I said, is it bad? And she said, yes. And I said, is it about the marriage? And she said, yes. And then we began to drive back, and I had this sinking feeling in me. And we drove for about 5 minutes in silence, and then I went to put my hand on her lap, and she said, don't touch me, because you won't want to after I've told you what's happened. And that's whenever it drops. And I remember that 10-minute drive back home then felt like an eternity. I was just looking out the window. And we got home, we got into the house, into the kitchen, and I was standing by the kitchen table, hands rested on it, and I said, what's happened? And she said, I've been having an affair with a man from work. And I remember just tears began to stream. I didn't move, completely motionless. Tears began to stream. And then she said, and that's not all. And she said, I'm pregnant with this child. And in that moment, I felt like I lost a lot. You know, I'd lost my wife. I'd lost the life we created. I'd lost the dog, our home, my parents-in-law, her family, everything that I'd really held dear. If someone said, what makes a meaningful life? I would have described these things. And it felt like they'd just been snatched away, just came crumbling down like a house of cards.
That's what a lot of people don't realize. Cheating isn't just some tiny mistake you can make up for. It's not a mistake at all. It's a conscious decision you make that will destroy your partner and everything you've built together, relationships with each other's families, friends, the lives you've built, everything. You know, the way he describes everything is crumbling down is sad, man. It really is. He really seemed all in as well. You know, he was hurt about losing his in-laws. As if that wasn't horrible enough. For her to be pregnant with the other man's child and then tell him about it is just, man, I don't even know how someone could take news like that after hearing about the affair alone. Stuff like this can and will likely ruin someone's perception of love, potentially forever. They're going to be second guessing any person they date in future, and even if things are going good, there's always going to be just that nagging feeling in the back of their head that something's off, even when it isn't. You know, this suspicion could ruin their future good relationships because they might always be on the edge.
I dated a married man and I don't feel bad. And I know a lot of people are going to leave me hate in the comments for this, but just hear me out. The story starts at my job where I met him for the first time. He came in with a bunch of his coworkers and instantly I was drawn to him. Physically, he was not my type. He was short, he was chubby, and he was also Filipino. So the night goes on and he tipped me a ton of money that night and afterwards asked me if he could take me out sometime. And I said, yeah, sure. And just because he had tipped me so much, I gave him my number and he gave me his, but I never expected to hear from him after that. But then about a week later, he texted me and he seemed really persistent to want to take me out and I was a little apprehensive, so we settled on just a lunch date. This lunch date, which was, by the way, at a super nice steakhouse, ended up turning into a shopping event. I never meant for this to be a sugar daddy situation, but when he said that he wanted to take me to Valentino and Louis Vuitton on a shopping spree, I was like, sure. Like literally at that point in my life, I had only ever owned like one Michael Kors bag. After that shopping spree, it did sort of turn into a sugar daddy, sugar baby situation, and I'm not gonna lie, he spent a lot of money and he would even pay me to hang out with him. The one odd thing was that there was never any intimate contact between us. Like there would maybe be hand holding and maybe like a kiss on the cheek, but never anything more than that. Sometimes he would joke about having a micro you-know-what, and so I assumed maybe it was because of that. And to be honest, I was getting like more and more attracted to him the more time we spent together. He was super nice to me. Like my previous boyfriend, I paid all the bills, I took care of us financially. A year into this relationship, it goes from a sugar baby, sugar daddy relationship to me actually catching legitimate feelings for this guy. So much so that he actually plans a trip to New York City, flies me out first class with him, puts me up in a 5-star luxury hotel, and invites my entire family to stay with us.
Oh boy, he invited her entire family to stay with them? Oh, you can already tell this is gonna get messy.
He takes me to the Cartier store and buys me a forever bracelet. I thought this guy was gonna propose to me. So I decided I was gonna make it Instagram official and I even posted a picture of us. The trip ends, we go back home, and things take a really, really weird turn. And I want you guys to remember that this guy was still spending lots of money on me, and specifically at Louis Vuitton. Remember that, because that is an important detail you will need to know at the end. He starts being really flaky once we get back from our New York trip. He's not answering my text messages, and eventually I crack and I just call him up and I say, hey, can we have lunch? Because I want to know what's going on between us. So he meets up with me for lunch, and he finally confesses why he's been so weird. He tells me that he's been having chronic headaches, and he decided to go see a neurologist, and that neurologist told him that he had some sort of lesion or spot on his brain. Because this guy was super well connected in the Philippines and knew a lot of doctors there, he was going to go fly there for 3 to 4 weeks and figure out what was going on. And then things get even weirder. For 3 to 4 weeks, I don't hear from him at all. And because I'm so delulu, I actually convinced myself that it was probably because there was no cell phone service in the Philippines. Your girl is panicking. She's checking obituaries every single day because I'm literally thinking the worst. So eventually I say enough is enough, and I remember one thing about this man. I remember where he said he worked. And I also remember the names of one of his coworkers. So I call up his work, I ask for him, and obviously he's not in. So then I ask to be transferred to his coworker, who is there. And as soon as I tell the coworker who I am and that I'm looking for so-and-so, he is like completely shocked and caught off guard. Like he tells me that he can't discuss this over the phone, but that he would like to meet up for dinner that night and tell me everything that's going on because he just feels that it's fair to me.
So it is getting messy. You know, it should have been a huge red flag that his coworker needed to meet in person to discuss this stuff and couldn't just talk over call. You know, I gotta ask, did she really catch feelings for him or did she catch feelings for the money?
So I start freaking out. So I meet up with this guy for dinner and I'm just like, hey, what's going on? Like so-and-so told me that he has a brain tumor possibly. He's been in the Philippines for 4 weeks. And his coworker tells me that he is indeed in the Philippines, but he's not there for the reason that he told me. He is there for the funeral of his father with his wife and 2 kids. Then I go on and tell his coworker all the things that he's been doing with me, all the shopping trips, all of the vacations. And he's like shocked that this man even has this much money to be able to spoil me this way. And I end up finding out that his wife actually works for Louis Vuitton, which explains all of the Louis Vuitton gifts. At this point, I was so heartbroken and so shocked, and I was so ready to put this all behind me. But then about 2 weeks later, I got a really scary and threatening message from a woman on my Instagram who commented on that picture that I posted of him. Obviously, his wife. Turns out she found out because he used her airline points to book our first class flights to New York City. And she saw my name on the reservation using her points. Now, obviously, this must have been devastating to her, and my sympathy goes out to her, but I felt like I was completely bamboozled as well. To this day, I still have such a hard time trusting people because this person was capable of creating such lies. This man was capable of lying not only to me, but all of my friends and family, and he kept it up for so long. So I'd like to know, do you think I'm to blame?
I mean, all the inexplicable gifts and never really knowing much of his life or anything about him for so long should have raised some red flags. You know, it's a wonder that she never thought of that, which shows that she might have been more in love with the gifts rather than the person. But then again, to sympathize, she is finding it hard to trust anyone now, which is an effect that cheaters have on people. You know, it affects their future relationships and changes the way they look at things. Also, I understand the wife being pissed, but it's not this girl's fault that the husband's a dirtbag. You know, be mad at the partner that's cheating, not who they cheated with, because in most cases like hers, they aren't even aware that you exist. So she's not really to blame, to be honest. But that shopping spree on the first date should have been a huge red flag. And that's all we have for today for you guys. We'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.